And when she says that to him, that is such an insult, because not only is she saying, I don't want the thing you worked really hard to get me, but also you don't provide for me well enough that I can go to this thing. So find someone else who's better at providing for his wife. Dang! She is so rude. He gives this great present and she's so mean to him. And finally he's like, you know what? I'll buy you a dress. It can't be anything crazy fancy, but I'll buy you a dress. And she says, okay. Gives him a price, like 400 francs. I'll do some conversion math for you guys in a little bit on how much that costs. But he had been saving that exact amount of money to buy a hunting rifle. And he was going to hunt to provide for his wife and his wife, to provide food. And he decided, you know what? I don't need a new hunting rifle. I'll make do with my old one. So you know what? Sure, honey, I'll buy you a dress. So she gets the dress, and it's the night before the day before the ball. And he was like, she gets upset. You think she'd be excited, right? She has this brand new dress. She gets to go to this cool place. Oh my gosh. No, she's upset. And she was like, ugh, I don't have any good jewelry. I don't have any good necklaces. You know what? I shouldn't even go. He bought her a dress with the money he had been saving up for something totally different that would have helped his family. And now she's like, you know what? I don't even want to go. And he offers her some ideas. He's like, oh, you know what? Go visit your best friend. Her best friend who was right, we talked about that earlier, right? Her best friend's wife. She's like, go borrow something from her. And she's like, oh, great idea. So she goes to her friend's house. Her friend opens up her toy box and says, honey, pick whatever you want to borrow. Which is a really generous thing for a friend to do, right? She goes through every single thing in her friend's toy box, like, do you have anything else? Do you have anything else? Do you have anything else? Let's say your friend comes over, right? And they're like, I really need to borrow a shirt to go on a date. And you're like, yeah, man, pick one out. No problem. And they go through 3/4 your closet and like, do you have anything else? I would kick that friend out. Like, well, if my clothes aren't good enough for you, don't borrow them. But because her friend is nice to her, she's like, you know what? Here, go through everything I've got. I don't know what you like. And she finds a beautiful, beautiful necklace. It's stunning. It is all diamond and it's so beautiful. And she's like, can I just borrow this one, please? And her friend says, yeah, of course. And she's so excited. And she goes to this party and y'all, she is stunningly beautiful. Her dress is gorgeous. Her necklace is incredible. Everyone, all the men want to get to know her. Now remember, she's married, but all she's wanted her whole life is to be noticed by rich people. So she spends her whole night dancing with other men who aren't her husband. She spends her whole night getting charmed by these other men. She doesn't cheat on her husband, but she doesn't spend the time with him. In fact, he gets so tired, he goes into a nearby room to take a nap because he's exhausted. But he doesn't want to stop her from having fun because he loves her. He knows this makes her happy. But her husband, who spent all this money to have her go on this great event and got her this ticket, is literally sleeping next to her while she dances with other men. Like, how crappy is that, right? I don't like this woman very much. And honestly, like, why would you? So finally, it's 4 a.m. when she gets her, when her husband finally, when she gets ready to leave. And she goes with her husband. It's like, come on, it's time to go home. And so he puts her coat out for her and says, wait here and I'll call you a taxi. Well, her coat is not fancy. It's not a fancy coat. She calls it shabby. Ugh, I can't wear this coat in public. Okay. And so she doesn't want other women to see her. So instead of waiting for him to call a taxi, she just runs out into the street and they call the nearest taxi they can find. But the problem is it's a big party, so all the taxis have already been called for other places. So it takes them a very long time to find a really old, kind of broken down looking cab. They walk for a while. Like, they're shivering, they're cold. They finally get in a cab, they get home, and he is exhausted because he has to be at work by 10 a.m. and it's now 5 in the morning. So he's got, 4 hours to nap and get to work and then go to work, right? And she wants to look at herself in the mirror just a little longer. Takes off her coat and realizes that the necklace that she's wearing is gone. And she's terrified. She can't pay that money back. She can't replace that necklace, and she freaks out. She can't find it anywhere. And he was like, you know what? I'm going to go search all the places we walked. And so she lies on the couch and cries about it, while he, who has to be at work in 5 hours, goes out and rewalks the entire path they had been on, see if he can find it. He comes back home at 7 a.m. Now 3 hours till he has to be at work and didn't find anything. So before he goes to work, he goes to the police station, offers reward to the newspapers, calls all the cab companies in town. Says like, I'll give you a reward if you return it to me, all this stuff. And then he goes to work, having not slept at all and is exhausted. So she spends the whole day waiting and there's nothing. And he was like, look, here's what you need to do. Write a letter to your friend. Tell your friend that you've broken the necklace and you're going to get it mended. That'll give some time to decide. So she's like, okay, I'll lie to my friend. Don't do that. Tell your friend you broke it and be like, really sorry. Or tell your friend you lost it. Like, I'll find you a new one. No worries. But she doesn't do that. By the end of the week, Monsieur Loisel, whose face is lined, look like he's so exhausted and so tired, and looks like he's aged 5 years in 1 week because he knows he can't afford this necklace. So they went back to the jeweler that the necklace was that was named on the inside of the case, and they were like, I didn't sell them that necklace. I supplied the case. They went to like 14 different jewelers and they can't find anything. And finally, they find the necklace. They found it. It was worth 40,000 francs. Okay. And they will sell it to them on sale for 34,000 francs.